So welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually filming for two different channels because I'm also filming for my organization's channel. Sorry about the background noise, but World Health Day is on Sunday and we're basically just trying to raise awareness about World Health Day. I'm with my colleague right now, Abu. You've seen him before actually. You've been on the channel before. About World Health Day, so we've gone around, we went to the Ministry of Justice and basically seeing that there's a bit of like there's excess bureaucracy in this country, I guess, which everybody knows, but I only wanted to see your feeder cap.
The cap is not looking nice.
No, it's nice. He's wearing his feeder cap, me I'm wearing my feeder shirt. Can you remember he refused to buy a feeder shirt because he didn't want voice for women and children on his shirts. But yeah, so what did you feel about the ministry? What did you feel about them not answering us? Like nobody wanted to be recorded basically.
Well, I think it's for official reasons. Like they need approval from the head because we actually met them in the office, so they should be granted approval first before talking to us. So I think basically that's the reason. And then they don't want it to be like, okay, you don't have permission to talk and then you're saying the wrong thing. So it's just like the office doesn't, the people there, they are not like, maybe, how do I say it? Like,
well informed, will I say?
No. Not really well informed, like maybe they are not up and doing or something like that, since these are things they should know.
Thank you. That was what I was going to say, because to be honest, if they knew what we were talking about, we were asking them, okay, which day is World Health Day? In the whole Ministry of Justice, maybe we tried to speak to you about, let's say 20 people. Only one person knew that 7th of April was World Health Day, and you're working, sorry, I'm calling Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Health. You're working in the Ministry of Health, so if anybody is meant to know this thing, is it not you? And then even universal health coverage, they couldn't really answer it. They didn't really know which law exactly provides for it, and it's like, this is your industry. So to me, that is the issue. All this, somebody even said, oh, we should have written a letter before we came. But to me, if you write a letter, then it gives you time to prepare. It's not impromptu. And what we want to know is that, do these people actually know about these policies and what the World Health Day is trying to, even which day is World Health Day? Like me, as I am now, I know which day is Women's Day. Do you know Women's Day?
Well, not really.
So 8th of March, when we were celebrating, when we went for that walk, sensitization walk, what do you think we were doing there?
Well, I thought maybe you had a program, maybe something, I don't know, but I was...
So that's an issue, because you see, even in my organization now, I thought that everybody would have known that, okay, 8th of March is Women's Day, but even you didn't know 8th of March was Women's Day.
I think the issue is the informations are not getting across like properly.
Yeah. So how can we do that? That's part of what we are trying to do.
Yeah. So like what we're doing now is part of passing the information across. So because some of these people now that they don't even know the World Health Day on the 7th. Now maybe probably by next year they would remember that, okay, so day it is this is the event holding on that day. So that so this is part of the work.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, this system, I think the system is not really good. Like they are lacking from communications.
Yes, and everything is too secretive. Everybody he'll say, no, my boss, I have to speak to my boss, or is the head of my office that has to talk. What do you think that what you want? Let's order before we're talking all this stuff. Chapman. Got work to do still. Food just arrived. Plantain is slightly soggy. Do you prefer soft plantain or hard plantain?
Well,
You don't even care.
plantain
Yeah, I prefer it hard. Already.
because I actually like plantain, so
Okay, it doesn't even matter, yeah. Hey fam, so funny enough, I managed to, as I said, the food was crap there, by the way, but I managed to, just as we were about to leave, some people walked in, and one of them was, well, three of them were doctors. They're from America and they're doing like their placement or something here. And then you know, I was going to go and speak to them. Then the manager of the restaurant now came that, oh, I'm interrupting his customers. I'm like, as you can see, they're not protesting. He's like, oh, he doesn't want me to film them inside the restaurant. And it's like, I feel like it's only when you have something to hide that you're so anti-cameras, and it's because this restaurant is crap. Like, the French toast I had was okay, fair enough, but the sausage was stale and the baked beans was stale. Like, if you're providing a good service like Bricks Cafe, why wouldn't you want people to see? Why wouldn't you want increased visibility? It's only when you have something to hide that you're so anti-cameras. But anyways, luckily the guy agreed to come out. One of them agreed to, and the guy, he agreed to come out with me and just basically gave me his own perspective and all. So I'm very happy about that.
Hi, so my name is Britt Volcane. I'm a fourth-year medical student from the United States, and I'm working at National Hospital Abuja for a month.
Okay, how did you end up coming to National Health Hospital?
So during our fourth-year medical school, we are allowed to do elective rotations.
Okay.
And one of my classmates, she's Nigerian. She had some contacts in the country.
Okay.
And we're able to set up to come and work here and kind of get an idea of how the healthcare system works here in Nigeria.
Okay, that's very interesting. So, do you know when World Health Day is?
It's today, isn't it?
No. It's on the 7th of April, actually, which is on Sunday.
Oh, I thought you were filming it to make it look like it was.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Okay.
So 7th of April, yeah. And the theme for this year is universal health coverage for everyone, everywhere. Do you know what universal health coverage means?
Yeah, it means that you know, equal access and opportunity for healthcare, no matter your socioeconomic status in a specific population.
Yeah, perfect. And then from what you've seen about, you know, how things are running in the Nigerian system, do you think that it's something that we are applying here? Do you think universal health coverage is possible in Nigeria?
I'm not sure if it's being, well, I know that it is something that is being applied. Where I'm working, I haven't really had much exposure to the inner workings of how the universal healthcare system works, but I think it is something that is very possible. It's worked in a lot of other places. It would just take some effort, and it would need a lot of help from the government to, you know, establish that type of access to healthcare.
Like in the American context, do they have universal health coverage there?
So it's kind of it's an overarching term, but yes, it is something that's in the States, and
that's like health insurance,
yes,
basically, yeah.
And you know, the government helps to subsidize people who aren't able to pay for health insurance. There's things like Medicare and Medicaid for elderly and for women and children also.
Yeah.
That helps to expand, you know, healthcare coverage for everyone, especially for people who don't have the money or the resources to afford that.
So have you heard about the Nigerian National Health Act?
No, I have not.
Yeah, so basically it's obviously a Nigerian law that provides for health insurance, even free medical care for pregnant women, children under 5, and elderly people in government hospitals. You're working in a government hospital right now, and have you guys been giving free health care to people under, like, people that fall into those categories?
So speaking to some of the doctors there, it depends on the hospital. I know that the way that insurance works here, according to one of the doctors, that you're assigned to a hospital rather than assigned to, you know, being able to use insurance and being able to go to different
hospitals.
But I know there's some issues with, you know, corruption and, you know, some government policies that aren't being implemented when it comes to healthcare here. And I think that, you know, I'm not sure where you would start with something like that, but I think it's some effort that should be put forth, because the laws are there, like you said, but it's just finding a way to enforce it and make sure that people are actually being able to use these services provided for them.
Thank you so much. about to die, but I just had to say that was so interesting because nobody wanted to talk to us, as in nobody. Or they will say, drop money, we are hungry, pay 500 or pay one. As is, there was a group of them that said that we should give them 500 naira and they will talk. I was just like, wow, this is how they even do it in politics. This is how we buy our votes and sell off our consciousness, because our people are suffering so much that you can just give them the barest minimum and it's enough to win them over. It's just so sad, but yeah, we just pray for a better day, man. Alright, catch you guys later. First outreach, what do you think about it? We're going to be doing a whole series, so...
Well, very lovely. And then...
Do you think we can make an impact with it?
Well, the issue here is that the people, the individuals, they are kind of corrupt as well.
Yeah.
So, because I don't see any reason why you should ask for payment to talk, to say your view. So it doesn't make any sense.
Hey fam, so my camera died after while we were just about to leave the market and all, and I've just been in bed since I got home. First of all, it's so hot in Abuja, so the heat flush just made me weak already. But then, I'm feeling a bit defeated, and just speaking to the average Nigerian just kind of shows me that I'm being very idealistic about the things that I'm trying to, should I say, preach about and raise awareness about in Nigeria. Like, a lot of Nigerians are dealing with real problems that when you mention things like human rights, they're just like, what are you on about, babe? I can't find food to eat this morning. What's human rights? What does that mean? Like, it means nothing to them. And I don't even know how to go up. Like, I'm just in bed thinking, like, so what's the solution? Sorry, I'm recording on Snap. Like, I'm literally just sitting in darkness. I haven't even charged my camera. And I just thought all these thoughts I'm thinking about, like, I should share them with you guys in case someone can enlighten me or just spark a bit more consciousness to me. But I know that this is what I feel I want to do. I want to actually spread awareness and see in my lifetime and for my future children and their own children that human rights are something that we respect and value in Nigeria. But we need to just reinstitutionalize so many things. Like, there's just so much reform needed that I'm just like, so where does somebody even start from? Like, what is really the answer to the average Nigerian's problem? Yes, we need to change our leadership, but as I said, there were some people there that were like, pay me 500 naira before I talk, and I was like, there's just so much to do, and I'm just thinking, like, there's just so much, so much to do, and it's like, where does somebody even begin? And you need power to make the changes that actually have to be made. Like, even on the radio show, I don't know if I was able to get footage of it, but someone called in. I was like, oh, how can we be giving children their rights, that we have to marry them off so that we can release our burden and reduce our burden? And I was like, how can you be talking about a child as a burden? Do family planning instead of bringing a child into this world that you'll be calling them a burden. Like, where do I even start from to begin to resensitize the average Nigerian? Do you know, even when I go home, I was so hot that I almost cried. I wanted to start crying because I was just like, it's just so, even the heat alone just makes you just turn on yourself. Like, my body was just irritating me. And I had no light because I hadn't yet paid for my meter, and I was just like, wow. Imagine people that will actually have to finish a hard day of work like this. Then you go home to no light. You still be sweating, just feeling disgusting. Then you're now looking for food again. How are you going to be caring about, right to fair trial, right to healthcare? You don't care about all of those things. You want the bare minimum. You even just want to be able to have a comfortable night of sleep. Like, wow, man, there's so much to do. There's so much to do. And it's like, if you're thinking of doing this line of work, just know that there are some days that you're going to question yourself, like, is what I'm doing even making a difference? There's a very long way to go. It's not easy. There are days that you will question what you're doing and whether you're even having an impact. But then it's like, how can we can't just give up. That's all as much as I've been thinking, I don't even know what to do. I've just been thinking at the same time, we can't even just give up, because it starts somewhere. It takes one person to plant a seed, somebody else to water it, somebody else for it to germinate. Like, it's a collective effort. It's actually not a one man's job, or a one woman job, if I would call it that. It's not a job for just one person. Like, man, it's not easy. It's not easy. And today was actually very, very frightening for me. And I just pray for our country and pray that we can progress, and that, there are more people who actually can help out and come up with creative solutions, because I'm lost. Like, to me, what I feel I was born to do is raise awareness. But then it's like, okay, somebody today asked me that, okay, after the awareness, then what? And I was like, enforcement. But then she's like, but government is not going to enforce it. And I was like, no, we should take them to court. And she was like, but you, like, even me, as I was saying, go to court, I was like, yo, in my head, I was thinking, sure, you can go to court and your case will last 10 years. Like, how can we change this system, guys? Like, how can we change the system? Please, like, we need innovative minds to think of how we can move our country forward. Like, bruh.
My walk and my talk been different. My style and my thoughts been different. I got you.